Nice. Are you doing contract work?
I wish. Anybody got a contract for me, I'll take it.
I'll have one after Quest War 2. For
Yeah,
sure
no,
I
I
will.
am open. I am open to any kind of contracts or things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll talk after Quest War 2 for sure.
What's the status on Quest Sword 2? How's that coming along?
Ooh, it's coming. It's coming. I think I'm looking to hit this fall. So I'm kind of just hell bent on that. It's going to be completely against the grain. It's going to be expensive to purchase with in-app purchases. So I'm gonna buck the system.
Define expensive. What are we calling expensive these days on the App Store economy? Is it $3, $4?
$4.99.
Okay.
$4.99.
How sad is that? That's expensive.
Well, that's okay. I mean, like if I sell like 1/5 as worse as I did with Questlord, then
I think it's smart because
three
I
times
think
as much.
the jump from people who won't pay anything for a game to people who pay 99 cents for a game is huge. And the jump from I'm willing to pay 99 cents to I'm willing to pay 4.99 is not as big a barrier. So it's not like you're going to lose a ton of people by pricing it above 99 cents. By pricing it 99 cents, you've lost the majority of people who won't pay 4.99. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Or I get them for 99 cents when they could have paid 4.99. And the best thing about the pricing thing, it's like I have a lot of friends right now that are talking about this stuff, and this has been an ongoing, long-term thing with me and video games for mobile. Because a lot of the guys are like, pay is dead, do everything for free, and all this other stuff. And I can kind of agree with that, I guess, except for the fact that, like, I think if you're just starting, you should set your sights super low. Like, think about making $100. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I thought Quest Sword was going to do. I was like, $100. And Quest Sword, I did it because it was like real therapeutic for me when I was looking for a job in the video game industry. And so I was towards the end of Quest Sword 1, I was hoping I'd make like, a couple of $1,000.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, fun and everything. And like, it was really nerve-wracking. And when it finally got finished, though, my expectations were just like, way over met. It was great. And for one thing with Quest Sword I've done is I've kept a community of people still going, and I still answer questions about it.
Yeah.
And I update my progress really slow though. I'm not eager to show everyone every step that I'm doing. And like I've got a lot of people that have said that they would have paid more and that they like it. So I've got a little fan base.
That's great.
And if I can get a section of that fan base to buy back in, and I can always lower my fan base and have 2 to the catalog. So yeah, I'm really kind of super excited about it. I think that a lot of people see the free-to-play games as making more of a jackpot in the end, which makes a lot of sense.
In the sense that playing the lottery is a jackpot. If
Yeah.
you win, yeah, sure, you're the guy who paid $1 for a ticket and won $1
The
million.
loss is actually worse. The loss does seem like it's either make $100 or 100 pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people I tell them, sell it to your family and friends. Find out there who the audience is. And talk directly to the audience.
Well, the interesting thing about pricing, because that's what you're talking about here, is just pricing. The game stays the same, but at least if you have like a $5, let's just say, since we're talking about $5, a $5 game, you can come up with reasons to discount it, but it's still a $5 game. And now there's this perceived value that if you do discount it, you're like, oh wow, I can save 50% off the game, right? Which you can't do if it's 99 cents. So it creates a sense of value, and it gives you a reason to be able to reward people in your community for whatever reason you want to use.
Right, and I think there's a lot of new age elements of free-to-play that can be acquired in the game. Like in Questlord, we're going to have a guild, and you go to the guild button, you hit the guild, and it hits a JSON data file in your phone to find out how many times you've ever been to the guild. And they're like, you can't come into the guild. And it's like, you have to play the game. So you play the game a little bit, and then you'll be able to go to the guild, and the guild will sneak you in a little bit further into the game. And eventually the guild will pretty much give you extra stuff in my quick game, because I have like in my first game that I'm expanding in Questlord 2, where you get to pick more characters and unlock more characters than 3. And I'm going to have it so that you can actually, purchase those if you wish. But I'm also going to set that whole purchasing thing based off of an earning of guild points. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be but one thing I'm going to do with it though is I'm going to embed it deep. It's going to be hidden deep, and you're not even going to be able to get to the guild until after you've played the game for hours and hours and hours.
Eric, did you see what Capcom was talking about, I guess at EVO, about what they're doing with Street Fighter V? I think they incepted you. They were in your dreams. They're pretty much doing the exact same thing, which I thought was amazing. I think it's a great idea as far as that's concerned. So there you go. I'm patting you on the back. That's an amazing idea, and I think you're incredible.
Thanks.
Also, you're very handsome.
Oh, shucks.
By the way.
So yeah, I got a lot of really like new ideas and stuff that I really want to bring to with Questlord. One thing is that they don't fit the advertising model, and I'm a huge fan of the advertising model. It's just the advertising model guys aren't my crowd, because my crowd is like RPG, Street Fighter kind of pay up kind of guys, and which I like it, and
But you don't want to get on the bad side of the free-to-play lobby, Eric. We know how quickly they'll slide right down into a flame war.
Yeah. I never engage on the free-to-play like thing, except that's one reason why I want Composer GUI or whatever. I want to be able to do that. It looks like it's really fun, and it'd be a great release. And yeah, that's exactly. But yeah, I know a lot of those dudes. And there's a lot of money that's pushed into stuff like that, and whoever keeps the lights on.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's hard.
You're not wrong.
Argue something like that.
Well, what's the best way to position it then? What's the best way to get your free-to-play dollars and still keep everybody happy?
The best way to do the free-to-play is to make it for the free-to-play audience. There's like a whole new thing of games that are made that are like free and expensive, and a lot of people are getting into that. And basically, if you don't have the money to buy users, if you don't have the money, then you can't even get in the top tiers of it, And so then there's another subset that's starting up that is kind of like a free-to-play indie thing, where a lot of indie guys are doing it, And some of my friends, like Matt from Crossy Road, they did fantastic. I think that more setting it up as like a casual thing, but making it like really something that's like you're rewarded a lot. There's not a heavy buy-in. That stuff is like kind of like, I guess, the way to go. But then again, this whole thing, it's like, do you want to guarantee yourself dollars, or do you want to guarantee yourself 100 pennies? Because you fail on free-to-play and you get 100 pennies at best. I put out a free thing just to kind of test it, and I don't know. I don't really see the free, although I think it's good to if you're gonna get attention with whatever you make, to have a free-to-play game or a free-to-play app. Like I think you played my pixel camera thing I made, and I point that right back to Questlord. That was kind of neat.
Can you measure how many people went back?
Yeah, I actually can. It was 10%, almost to the line.
Pretty good.
And that's kind of cool, because that means, and that was, if I just get one other free app on my store when Questlord 2 comes out, if Questlord 2 is a disaster, it's still going to have like, it's still going to drive 1,000. That's pretty good.
That's real good. Chris, I don't know how you're not, I'm switching the topic here. Chris, I don't know how you're not making all of the money all over the place, because people should just pay you to make tutorial videos. Because I feel like you got a real Walter Cronkite voice going on there.
He's like the Bob Ross of code.
He is.
Yeah.
Maybe a little semicolon lives over here.
Exactly. If you tell anybody about this function right here, I'll cut you.
I have a 5-year-old, so in summer break, so
There she is.
yep.
Are you kidding? The kids are what sells it. You put
That's
the
added value. That's right.
Yeah, you just do the voiceover, put the kid's picture up there. We don't even need to see the code. You'll make $1 million.
Best voice that isn't British on that guy right there.